Quick little thing here, I understand Zuko also works really well with this title, but I wanted to focus mostly on Aang and his final battle with Ozai, as I dispel some of the common misconceptions I feel like the fight has. I told you guys I would have a really long video on Avatar, but I think I'm gonna split that video up into like 3 separate videos, and this is just one segment of it. Again, for the same reasons, I feel like I was going over too many themes and too many contrasting ideas. I think it's just best if I split it up into multiple videos. So yeah, I hope you guys understand. Let's get on with the video. Water, earth, fire, air. Through the magic system, the characters all learn more about themselves and develop as people. The magic system, while being simple on the outset, is nuanced in such a way that helps the characters grow. This is seen most vividly through our 4 main benders, Aang, Katara, Zuko, and Toph. Firebending is mostly shown as a result of anger and passion, but to unlock its full potential in Lightning Bend, you must find peace. Waterbenders are known for being calm and free-flowing, but Bloodbending is being controlling and manipulative. Bloodbending is an awakened, dark, negative version of Waterbending, a bone-chilling ability spawned primarily out of revenge and hatred. Waterbenders are known to be calm, soothing people, but Bloodbending flips this notion on its head. It tells us that anyone is capable of doing evil things, no matter where they came from. I know there's still a sizable amount of people that haven't seen Legend of Korra yet, and I don't want to have cross-series spoilers, but if you've seen it, you'd know that this metaphor is further emphasized in Korra. Firebending and waterbending are juxtaposed not only being opposite elements, but also in their awakened forms. Avatar is telling us that it's important to have all of these traits, and you mustn't take one particular one too far, or else you'll risk becoming consumed by a trait. You must find balance to not only develop as a person, but develop your bending. Only when you've grown as a person can your bending reach its full potential. This is seen best through the character development of Aang. Aang's character arc is a tale about achieving true balance. To gain a stronger understanding of Aang, we need to look deeper into the personalities corresponding to each bending style. Airbenders are free-spirited, but distanced and detached from the world. Waterbenders are flexible, but can be a little bit too submissive. Earthbenders are firm, but unchanging. And Firebenders are passionate and determined, but can be obsessive. Now let's look at how each nation fell apart. Airbenders were too detached from the world and allowed themselves to be wiped out. The go-with-the-flow attitude of the Water Tribe let the South slowly get picked off. The Earth Kingdom's over-adamancy led to a steely military dictatorship that kept a perpetual illusion of peace. The Fire Nation became obsessed with power and sought world domination. As Aang traveled around learning each of the bending types, he took note of each ideology each bending style represented. He was born an air nomad, so he was naturally free-spirited. As he learned waterbending, he also learned to cope with how the world had changed over his 100-year absence. His earth training taught him how to be assertive and stand his ground when push came to shove, and the fire training with the dragons taught him inner emotional focus. The only element Aang really struggled with was earth, and for good reason. He naturally had at least some elements acquainted to all of the bending styles aside from earth. Change was hard for him, but he eventually learned to cope with it, and it's been said that Aang had a natural affinity for fire. Makes sense, as being an air nomad already taught him inner emotional focus. One of Aang's major character flaws has always been his cowardice. When given the option, he would opt to run instead of face his problems head on. When Aang learns earthbending, he learns how to stick up for himself and fight, literally and metaphorically growing his character. Airbending is almost an entirely defensive art, so Aang learning to earthbend taught him how to stay strong and fight. Being raised an airbender, Aang was naturally playful, free-spirited, and light on his feet. Earthbending has you standing your ground. All of the bending attributes unite in a final speech where we see the failings of all the past avatars. Roku showed how not being assertive led to a 100-year war. Kyoshi's stubborn, no-nonsense attitude led to the creation of the dogmatic Dai Li. Kuruk's go-with-the-flow nature led to carelessness, which resulted in a loss of his true love. Aang avoided these pitfalls and thus surpassed all the previous avatars, unlocking what even they couldn't: energy bending, a culmination of all the elements working together in harmony, only achieved when an avatar finds balance through their mind, body, and spirit, something only Aang has done. Aang was only able to surpass the other avatars by finding balance. Aang vs Ozai can easily be dismissed as a boring fight. I definitely agree that it's overshadowed by Zuko vs Azula, but the thematic misinterpretation and outright disrespect this fight seems to receive sometimes is just unwarranted in my opinion. The final fight wasn't really about Aang overpowering the Fire Lord, but rather if and how Aang would win through peace. He couldn't bring himself to take another man's life and thus finds an alternative. When the Fire Lord shoots lightning at Aang, he struggles to redirect it. As seen from the beginning of Book 3, Aang still hadn't overcome his shame from losing. It was difficult for the lightning to flow through his fire chakra, seeing how he fainted after redirecting the lightning. He unlocks his final chakra and thus unlocks his avatar state to win. His character arc doesn't finish until the very last scene of him in the avatar state. He continues to harbor some shame and guilt until the very end when he defeats the Fire Lord. Look at Aang's general demeanor right here. He's more calm and stoic, less aggressive and brash like he is every other time. He has now realized his full avatar potential, fighting vicariously through the other avatars. In complete control of his emotions, reaching a zen-like enlightenment state, the ultimate avatar.